the Queen's Court Podcast New Year's Eve edition. And with me today, I have Hunter and MurderOfBirds. And,
my name's Arnold.
And today...
Yeah, why the fuck don't I get a cool name?
Well, you don't have one, Hunter.
Oh, it's MurderOfBirds and Homicide of Chickadees or whatever I'm gonna be.
We are here to do the New Year's Eve 2022 introductory
Fuck this
podcast.
year.
Okay, so... we are going to be answering
If
some
you fucked 2021, you'd catch something.
We are going to be starting to answer some of your 2021 questions.
Yes.
But first, this podcast is sponsored by MurderOfBirds Gaming. Go subscribe to MurderOfBirds Gaming.
Me? Am I
Yes.
giving you money?
Yes. So
I regret to inform you the nature of your relationship.
Oh, man. What's yours is yours and what's mine is yours.
Exactly. And so let's just go down memory lane, though, for a second, because something that I always have trouble with is when I'm thinking about the year, I don't remember literally anything. Like, I don't remember anything we did,
Yeah.
and I feel like Hunter will probably need this as well, like, for everything we recorded. So, first of all, Ruby's second half, like, Ruby Volume 8 happened this year.
Yeah.
It feels like it happened in a different year, doesn't it? Like, it feels like it
Yes.
happened...
Because it hasn't started back up yet.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And our reactions were fire, our discussions were fire. I think we hit 30K and 20K respectively on that. Miraculous started, and despite the new reaction protocol thingy, we adjusted, okay? Everything's fine. That's what I keep telling myself. We had Attack on Titan, Shadow's House. I graduated. Remember
yeah.
how that happened?
With
I totally
distinction.
forgot. With distinction. That was like...
Okay, my grades were higher.
That was like a whole thing, and I just forgot, like, you know what I mean? When I look back on this year, I don't think of graduating at all. I don't think of Ryerson at all, even though I did a whole semester of school. Like,
Yeah.
I finished school this year. That feels like a whole other year.
Because you're in school again.
This is random, but I put down the Candyland video. I guess I was just really happy about that video.
Yeah.
That happened.
You know what? I had happily forgotten about that.
That video was really entertaining.
The Oscars happened. Furry tier list happened. Some of the miraculous theories got over 10K views. Woohoo! Little Mermaid
furry
video
theory.
essay,
That was
Riku
fun.
theory, Ruby as Persona characters, Volume 9 sneak peek, so we got a little bit of Volume 9. Then the Odd Taxi happened. B-Stars happened. B-Stars literally just finished on the channel today as I'm uploading this. It's been like 6
The
months.
gift that keeps on giving.
Got into HoloLive. Roman
I
Holiday
did
came
too.
out. I learned a lot about thumbnails this year. Okay, thanks. I don't know why I wrote that for myself. Sora was in Smash.
Yeah.
That feels like forever ago, even
Yeah.
though it was a couple months ago.
I've been to Canada twice.
I think that was the last time people were happy.
I know. Then we have Ruby Fairy Tales. Some Hello Boss happened. Some Ruby theories that we were proud of. I released 4 song covers on the new Calxiyn Sings channel. Created the podcast channel. Hi. Hello. Started Calxyn's Corner. Started streaming on Calxiyn Live. And I streamed 13 times since I made it. And I streamed some Persona 5 Strikers on Twitch. I also streamed Genshin on Twitch. Those, like, 6 times with Arnold, and we just like never picked it back up again. So that's like the rundown. Those are the
You
content
never picked it
creation
up after
things.
then.
Yeah, I guess Arnold has, consistently picked it
Yeah.
back up. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of go through all that because you forget. You forget how much you did, and you think that you are a failure until you like look back and like remember everything that like happened this year. I love how Arnold's just like, oh shit.
What
like,
did I do
videos
this
did I
year?
make? I'll help you. So Arnold made MurderOfBirds Gaming, which has
Yeah.
surpassed 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Right?
It's about
So,
to, I think 15,000
You
as
know,
of today.
that's pretty good. I think your Ruby stuff was the greatest it's ever been.
Yeah,
You helped me
I've,
with the Oscars. You edited it. We survived despite like the shit
Hey,
show.
I remember some things though. Yeah, like, okay, since Arnold doesn't remember.
I know.
Yeah.
So Hunter, you graduated too.
Yeah, I have a really rarefied air of having both graduated with like summa cum laude from school, and then
Ooh, that's
also-
really good.
and then going to a master's degree and dropping out promptly.
Well,
So I feel like most people don't reach these like these highs.
they
and
seem
lows.
like opposites, but they're more similar than you may think, right? And so we do have some questions from Twitter over
I
here.
love how I only got to have my one
I know.
big
What
fuck
else
up.
did you do, Hunter?
I
What
don't
else
know.
did you
I
do this
grew
year?
tits. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, you recorded with me. All of my achievements are yours. All of your achievements are mine. You know,
I feel like this is a subtle way of intuiting that you're nothing without me, Hunter.
No, okay. So,
You'd be on the streets when I found you.
so let's go ahead and talk about some of these questions. What was your favorite moment of 2021 for all 3 of you? I think for
I wanna
me,
go first.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go for it.
My favorite thing was not editing it, but reaching out to all of like the Ruby creators for the Oscars for Volume 8. That was probably
nice.
my favorite thing
I like
to do.
how you point out that editing was a bitch.
Oh yeah, editing was fun.
Editing
It was worse because
horrible.
my computer wasn't rendering the special effects, so it took me literally an entire week of editing at 5-minute intervals over the course of a week,
Hopefully,
and then putting it all
this year's
together.
will be easier, but
Yeah.
also this year's won't be at the same time now because Ruby is like do we know when
Yeah.
Ruby's airing? We don't know, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll.
So, anyways,
be
look forward to
interesting.
2023.
Yeah,
Ruby
that's literally
Oscars.
what I'm thinking, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see. I will say, I think that my like favorite moment, and again, this is recency bias, so like take this with like grains of salt. I have a couple, but like I'll just say this. Seeing that Sora was revealed in Smash, I remember that day. Like, I took the day off school. I stayed home. Like, I was so sure that he was going to be in Smash that I stayed home.
Oh,
and I stayed
man.
here and reacted with you to the announcement. And that was, like, again, like Hunter said, that was the last time anyone was happy.
I really think it was
that was the
downhill from
last
there.
time that anybody on the internet felt joy. Like, there was a collective joy and
There was a
world
collective
peace for,
euphoria.
like, one day. And then that was it. Like, that was, you know, it all.
Yeah,
But
it was
yeah.
also the last direct, so
I
it was
think
just it was
the
really sad.
Oscars for me was also like a favorite, you know, just those sorts of things, right? Like I feel like that it's just those big like group unity moments where you're all coming together to do something. Obviously, Arnold coming here, it was like, you know, we were a little worried for a while.
I would
we
say
were
like
afraid the border would never open. Like it was getting so yeah, obviously, I think for both of us, that was a big thing too.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was working down here on a HoloLive reaction to the
And I
new
was like-
girls, and Arnold like scared the shit out of me, and I like fell on the floor, and I had a bruise on my knee for like
You
a
tried
week.
to scare the shit out of me, too.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Because I saw your reflection in the mirror, because I was looking out the back, because I thought everyone said you were hiding in the backyard, so I was looking into the inky blackness of your backyard, being like, where the hell is Arnold? And I see your face in the reflection. I'm like, do not fucking do that.
Yeah, I remember.
That was a fun
What
time.
about your favorite moment, Hunter?
I got to cosplay as Lady Demetresque.
That was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Everybody loved that. That
Yeah.
was like a
That was
thing. That
nice.
was a
That was
moment.
top
It was
tier.
the most in my life anyone has ever at like multiple people at that party back when we could have parties came
Yeah,
up to me and just asked me to step on them, and it was the most
like the most powerful you
it
ever
was
felt.
the most powerful and desired I've ever felt in my life. I think really just the introduction of Lady Demetresque in my life. has
Okay,
been-
that's fair. I mean, if
nothing
we're
but a-
talking about
You
Sora,
Resident Evil 8's
then-
release.
You have Arnold. I've never
Right.
played the game.
Oh, okay.
I just
That's
read a lot of fan fiction.
Hunter just likes her.
I just really like her. She just makes me feel good
Yeah.
about the world.
Yeah,
I don't think I could have made it without Lady Demetresque.
I think
And my penchant for listening to a lot
And
of
that voice
ASMR.
actress won an award
she
at the
did.
Game Awards. So
She should have won more awards.
yeah.
all of the
She
awards.
should have given her Game of the Year and not explained it.
Yeah, exactly. Like she just deserved. She did that. She coded the game.
She coded it.
She did all the animation. It was her. It was Lady Demetresque. I will say, I think some of my like smaller favorite moments, like if I think of stuff that was just, I don't want to say random, but they're just sort of like, you know, like they're just sort of like little things. I think that like watching like HoloLive, especially like Calliope's musical karaoke stream she did, I was like, oh my god, like she likes musical theater, let's
Yeah.
go. Like it was just those sorts of moments like made me really happy. Or just like going to the cottage. We went to the cottage one
Oh, that
weekend
was fun.
in the summer. Like even though Arnold couldn't make it, like
Yeah.
stuff like that
Sure.
was nice. It was just like I valued a lot of like the little things, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
this
top
year.
3 was definitely doing the collab with for the Oscars,
Mhm.
coming to Canada, and also getting into
It was
HoloLive.
also really nice getting to meet you in person.
Yeah.
And not as like an abstract figure. Like
Concept.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought she made you up.
I was
'Cause
gonna say,
I
I was
was
like,
never
until I
watch-
got here, I was just a figment of it.
I
It's like,
never
oh,
watched the videos. I was like, yeah, sure, your Bostonian boyfriend who's so successful at YouTube. Okay, Cal.
What was one thing you saw this year, either during recorded reactions or streams, that you wish you could react to again for the first time, and why? Which I think is interesting for Hunter, because I think we did considerably less reaction content together this year. And that's not Hunter's fault. There was just nothing, like nothing happened. You know what I mean? Like, we don't do Miraculous
Yeah,
together or anything like that. And
we
so
tend to do more like Rooster Teeth and the Hell of a Boss.
and so that may
stuff.
be harder for you, but just
I would say for me,
just say something that you wish you could rewatch. That
honestly,
you watched this
probably
year.
like the last episode of season 8 of RWBY. I want to hurt myself again.
Damn.
That was the last, because that was the thing, right? For a while there, that was what was keeping me like chugging along, like the fact that I got new RWBY on a regular basis.
That's true.
Mine would be Red versus Blue season 12, like because it's the middle of the trilogy arc.
Yeah.
And that season in particular, I was like, oh my god, like just watching.
It came out in 2010, but I watched it this
I know.
year.
I guess that counts.
There's still
That
some
counts.
RVB, like some newfound RVB fans out there, hopefully watching the show for the first time. But yeah, rewatch or something regarding Genshin, because I've played, like I've kept up with the game over the last year, so. It would either be Red versus Blue season 12, rewatching some of the reactions and some of the reveals of that, or like one of the story contents for Genshin.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I do the Sora reaction again. I need that serotonin in my life. Like I miss that so much. That was just I will never be happy again. Like I was the happiest. I was the happiest right there. Everything went downhill. Like it was just amazing. Like to see Sora get into Smash and stuff.
Yeah.
I would definitely want to react to that again. Do you wish that you reacted to the HoloLive girls before you found out like what some of them are actually like?
No, just because like I don't want, like, that's like the one thing that I can enjoy without needing or even having to focus on it being content in any way, shape, or form.
Can you imagine that, Cal? Can you imagine watching something and not monetizing it?
No! But yeah, I understand what you mean. I mean, for me, people are like, react to the clips, react to the... And I'm like, but I don't want to be a HoloLive react channel at the same time. Like, with peace and love, you know, like, I want to kind of enjoy just, like, through my own time. For special events, it's kind of different, and I get that, like, the debuts and stuff. But, like, you know, I definitely, like, that's the one thing where I can be at school or on the subway and just, like, watch HoloLive. I can't watch Beastars. Can't watch Odd Taxis.
Yeah,
so I think that's a one sacred thing where I'm like, I can't do this, like, what you missed this week in HoloLive reaction clips. Like, I want to see it, you know? Like, I don't want to react to it, right? So.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say another thing, too, is just, like, I was kind of, like, understanding for the first time, like, what VTubing was like, and I knew of I like her. I was like, like back in the day, I used to think HoloLive was just like, oh, they're singers, like they're all just singers, and they do like these singing like takes and stuff like that in videos. But then I realized it's like, oh no, these are people that are, you know, kind of adopting or, you know, focusing on a persona and having a community around that. And so I learned about that.
I always describe it like they're Disney princesses, like that you would see at the parks, like they're Disney characters, but they're game streamers. Like that's how I sort of explain, with more freedom to like what their personality will be while they stream.
Yeah.
And I really like that. I think that that's great. So moving on though, what's one personal win you'll cherish most this year? Doesn't need to be big. It can be very superficial. Just one personal victory you value a lot.
Did anyone win this year?
Did anyone?
I survived.
I know. That's how it feels,
off
right?
myself.
I haven't gotten COVID yet.
I mean...
I haven't turned to hard drugs and alcohol.
My God.
I went to my first ever, like... I guess I have gone to house parties before. I've been to, like, what had felt like my first ever house party. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was like, oh, like, I can be social now. I'm not crazy.
Back before we got shut down again, just saying,
yeah,
guys. Don't worry, we aren't going out,
vaccinated, low case numbers era.
Yeah.
A few months back. But
not anymore.
Not anymore. That's not happening. No New Year's Eve parties. I don't know. I guess it was just, like, feeling better about yourself.
Aww.
While simultaneously also being fully aware of the trash planet you lived on.
Well, that's good, Hunter. I'm glad you feel better about yourself this year. I think that that's nice, you know? Go ahead, Arnold.
I was going to say the personal one for me is definitely the gaming channel. Like, even more so now because, like, I'm still continuing to, like, do edits and I'm uploading, like, every other day. So, that's kind of been a nice little side project while I've been here, too, because I haven't really been able to focus on, like, my main channel stuff because I've been here for a month. But, like, just seeing a lot of people discover me for the first time through Genshin, despite the fact that I've been playing the game for over a year.
And Arnold's like famous in China. I know.
Oh yeah.
It's not 10 million like we thought.
Someone discovered my videos through Genshin on my gaming channel, Murder of Birds Gaming, by the way, on YouTube.
Sponsored by.
And somebody found me there. They went to my Twitch. They subbed to me there, and then they joined my Discord server and they DM'd me and they said, "Hey, I really enjoy your Genshin videos. At no profit to me at all, I would love to translate your videos for the Chinese community because Genshin is a Chinese developed game." So they were like, "Oh yeah, people are always looking forward to like new people playing the game, and a lot of people like I've translated the first 2 videos with your permission. I would like to upload them to Bilibili, which is the YouTube version, like their version of YouTube in China." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, go for it, whatever. You know, that's I appreciate you reaching out. That's really nice of you." And then they're like, "All right, cool." And then like a week later, they're like, "Yeah, your video went viral on Bilibili, and like you're like famous in China in the Genshin scene."
Thinking about this for me, I think the gaming channel is also pretty cool. Like just seeing like how much Arnold has grown, and I also feel like it kind of like I don't know how to explain this. I feel like that seeing the gaming channel has also kind of made me go like, oh, that's what YouTube videos are. You know what I mean? Because I feel like Hunter and I, we make stuff that's very self-indulgent a lot of the time, like
Candyland,
Candyland and Fox X Neo. And seeing Arnold's videos, I was like, this is algorithmically relevant. Arnold's videos have like high watch time, high retention, because it's like, you know, these segments of the game that people want to see. It's bringing something unique because other Genshin players don't focus as much on the story.
Also, a big so it's important for that too, because a lot of people are like, oh, a lot of people typical Genshin content, or I would say the Genshin content that has like the most popularity are based on like builds or guides or
it's like you
strategies.
Can still, like I understand that Arnold already had his other YouTube channel, so it's not the same as building from the ground up. But it just showed me like, oh, you can.
You know, I got
like,
to
you
look at my boyfriend and thought, oh, you suck at this.
No. It's like you can start kind of from the ground up and like find a niche and find something that people want like in a niche and give it to them, and there you go. You're good. It's not that easy, but like you found something like that, and so I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Like Arnold's just been an interesting case study, and now I'm just like I feel like I have to do stuff that are a bit more relevant because I'm still uploading B-Stars and the season premiered 6 months ago. So, you know, that's gonna be evergreen content. Like people are gonna look back before season 3 comes out and they're gonna watch all the reactions to season 2. But relevancy.
You want to know what's also evergreen?
What?
Fox X Neo.
I know, that too. But you know, like just
the thing with Genshin is just that like the game is constantly relevant because it's like an ever-expanding game, and it will be for years to come. So, like, every 6 weeks, Genshin's trending on Twitter because the latest update or the latest character just came out. So, like, for me, I feel like a lot of people, like, I feel like Genshin will always be on a lot of people's minds, and as long as people are playing it and still enjoying it, like, videos like mine will pop up on people's recommendeds if they're looking for new content.
And I'm not saying that, like, oh, Genshin's where the money is. Like, let's go. Like, I'm not saying it like that, but it's more like...
Who's the Fox and Neo of Genshin?
Like, I was just sort of thinking about it in the case of it's interesting to see what you're doing wrong and to maybe want to fix. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like I look at things and I'm like, damn, I should have streamed Danganronpa when it got like
that was good.
Is that the correct pronunciation?
It's better than every other version that she's tried to pronounce. Danganronpa, but that was close.
And like, you know, when it came out, or I should have done this, or I should have focused more on the stuff that's relevant, because a lot of YouTube is like the algorithm. Sorry if this was like boring tangent thingy. I think for me, my personal win, I don't know, I have a couple. No, I think graduating should be one, even though it doesn't feel
with
like
the
it.
distinction.
Like it feels so irrelevant. Like it just, I'm just done.
Oh, it's a good thing you didn't spend a lot of money in 4 years on your life on something you think is irrelevant.
But
that would be embarrassing.
I think I should acknowledge that university is work. There was a lot of work. I did the work. I got the degree. Woohoo! Like, you know, let's go. So that's definitely one. And I think that like the biggest one for me is that I didn't quit this year because especially with the
she came close.
Especially with the musical theater school. There were some times where I was genuinely kind of like, I don't know if I can do YouTube anymore.
Well, also,
This is getting ridiculous. Like, you know, having to be at school at 5, like to wake up at 5 and stay in there till 7. And it's like, do I even have time to do all of this anymore? Do I even have time to stream? Do I even have time to, you know? And so I feel like that it's still going to be difficult because I did not cope well this semester, you could say, you know, like I didn't stream as much as I wanted, I'll just say it. You know, we're still doing Persona 5 Strikers.
Just finished the first day, let's go.
A lot of stuff did not get done, but I feel like that it's possible, and I guess, like, just to, you know, go off what I was sort of thinking, like, during Arnold's segment, I think that it'll sort of be, like, cutting back on certain things and making sure to focus on what is relevant so there's at least some guaranteed success. You know, like if I post Attack on Titan weekly as it comes out, that's probably going to do a lot better than like Odd Taxi 6 months later. Like it's just mathematically it's just going to do better, right? So I think that, you know, as much as we're pre-recording content, like we're doing the Ruby DC comics, and, you know, like I've pre-recorded the Persona 5 Striker stuff and edited that into playthroughs. I think that, like, it's manageable as long as I pick my battles very carefully and pick what content I want to make carefully, which doesn't sound very fun. Like, look at these. Does not sound very fun at all. But yeah, I'm glad that I didn't quit. I'm glad that I still, you know, got through it. Odd Taxi and V-Stars are finally done.
I swear to God, if I ever hear B-Stars and Odd Taxi again.
Season 3!
I know. And so I'm glad that I didn't quit, and I think that it will be more manageable next semester. Like, looking at my schedule, actually, my schedule for next semester looks like a garbage fire. There are classes overlapping each other, and we go back next week, and I still literally don't know, like, you know what I mean? No, I didn't do that either. I had this big homework that I was supposed to do. I haven't done that. I'll figure that out this weekend. That's a this weekend problem. That's what I told my classmates anyway. And so, you know, all of that being said, I'm gonna figure it out. It's gonna be okay. So that's sort of how I feel. I guess like one random win is that I started drawing this year. Like very recently, actually, and I'm
2
not.
weeks ago?
I know, like a couple weeks ago,
Before
like
I got
month
here.
ago, and I'm not that bad. So stamp of
Remarkably
not that
awful.
bad.
You need to pace yourself, though.
Yeah, I know.
She like
I'm
sits
just
there in a
sitting
trance, and I'm like, it's breakfast. You want to eat? Yeah, I'll eat in a minute. 2 hours later, hey, did you eat yet? Yeah, I'll eat in a minute.
Yeah, I know. It's just, this is what I said to Keith. Drawing is like the worst trap for someone with ADHD because you can multitask and you can just hyper focus and then you have an end result right in front of you. You know what I mean? Like it's all of the things that ADHD is a combination of. Like what is it? They say it's ICNU. It's like novelty, uniqueness, challenge, and like
Nerve and time.
ingenuity or something. I don't know. But anyway, like it's something like that. And I'm just like, drawing literally checks off all those boxes where maybe editing does not. You know what I mean? Like drawing is interesting and new. Editing is boring. And that's it. So what 22 release are you looking forward to? Shows, video games, movies, you could even be making, starring in it. So I think
So like content.
I think what Dar means is like what we're looking forward to making, or then also, you know.
Yeah, what are we looking forward to consuming or
Exactly.
making?
Looking forward to starting my OnlyFans.
Oh my God, Hunter.
I think that I'll finally...
Go for it.
But what about your teaching? Don't you think like that would be a problem?
I think I could make the split, you know, work.
Okay.
Until like in 10 years when someone finds out.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
They see a particularly pronounced like mole and or scar or tattoo on my body.
They're like, wait a minute.
That's my English teacher.
Ruby!
Oh, yeah.
Actually, hold on. I'm looking forward to the Ruby video game, Arrow
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
If it comes
man,
out.
I'm gonna stream that. I'm gonna have so much fun.
Yes, I will play the shit out of that game.
I hope-
Finally, a really good, hopefully,
A
Ruby
competent
game.
action platformer.
I know. Hopefully it comes out, Like, you know, I'm
Hopefully.
just...
I mean, it is. It will.
I know. Hopefully.
I have faith.
It was supposed to come out last year. It was supposed to come out this year.
Volume 9? Question mark? Like, you know, like we're not sure, but
RTX, hopefully.
also, this is random, but the third Ruby book kind of just dropped out of nowhere. Like one day there was a listing for it, and then we knew like sometime in June, and then it came out in like September. So like I could fuck around with something like that. The Ruby that hasn't been created yet, that's what I'm looking forward to. I guess otherwise, I just have such a backlog of games that I have nothing, like, I don't even know what's coming out next year, to be perfectly honest. Like, I just want to get
Nintendogs is just chilling over there.
I just want to get through the games that I already own. Like, again, we've already mentioned.
You just bought games on Steam
I
for
know,
Christmas.
bought games on Steam, right? Persona, Persona
I'm
4
sure
Golden,
Nintendo will release something and I will throw money at them and I'm awesome
Danganronpa.
to do.
Like, I just want to get through the games that already exist. I think Spider-Man's 2022, though.
Yes.
And I love Spider-Man.
Don't
Love
have a
me.
PS5.
It's
Probably won't be
okay.
able to
It's
play
okay,
it.
Hunter. You can come over. It's
Yeah,
all
God
right.
of War
Okay,
Ragnarok. I'm
promise
excited
me we're
for.
able to play that whole game together.
Yeah, we should do it.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you're
Okay.
here. Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That game's gonna be awesome.
I mean, isn't the Alan Wake game coming out in 2022 or is that 23?
I don't remember the
They're making
date,
a
but
new
they
Alan
didn't. They finally announced the sequel
Arnold
after
wants to
like
play it
10
with
years.
me.
Okay.
I want to play the first one with
Maybe
her
we
because
should
that's
all-
one of my favorite games ever.
We should all play Alan Wake.
I'd be dead. Yeah, nothing goes like a good horror game. that
Have you played it or seen it?
I'm aware of it. I've never played
Oh,
it.
it's
Oh my
so
God.
Nothing goes
good.
better than with a horror game than with two
So
idiots
good.
chirping and making jokes in your ear the
I know.
entire time.
Yeah, it's such a good game, and like they decided to make the sequel like a horror survival, which is a really good evolution from the 1st game. Because the first game came out 10 years ago, but it didn't do well because it came out the same day as Red Dead Redemption, and then everyone was just
Ooh.
like, "What's Alan Wake?" So
I think otherwise, Miraculous Season 4 needs to end. So I would like it to end. I know that that's a weird way of phrasing, but if you
I'm
understand,
sick of this.
if you understand Miraculous's release schedule, you'll kind of understand. Like, I want the finale to release. I think Attack on Titan, like, this may be controversial. I know people have feelings about Attack on Titan and the ending and stuff. I'm genuinely excited to see how it ends. That's all I'm saying. So
Okay.
that's something I'm kind of
Still
looking
need to
for,
see it.
tentatively looking forward to. Questions?
The manga done?
Yeah, the manga's done.
damn.
It's been for a couple
Odd
years now.
Taxi's getting a movie. So,
Ooh.
you know, I've spent 6 months working on Odd Taxi videos. Maybe for the movie we can do something timely. Anything else, guys?
It's mostly been video games, more Genshin.
I think Calliope is
content.
releasing a jazz album in 2022.
I'd love to get. You know what I'm looking forward to? My freaking HoloLive merch.
I know. We ordered.
They still
merch.
haven't shipped it yet.
I know. I mean, that's fine for you because
We're
you're
probably
not
getting
home
that
yet.
next year by this point.
Yeah.
Long trip on the boat.
Twisted Wonderland, the game is coming out, and I think that would be very fun for Hunter and I to record, or maybe just me, I don't know. But it's the game with all the Disney villains, and it's like the visual novel game.
Oh,
and
right,
like,
yeah,
it's like the
and they're
whole
all
thing,
sexy.
and they're all sexy,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I was like, I feel like Hunter and I, we could do like reactions to the cutscenes, we could do tier list. Who's the hottest? I don't know. Who's the hottest in the Ursula section? Because it's not like there's one boy for every villain. It's like there are a bunch of characters per villain or something. So I think that's I'm actually really excited for Twisted
boy.
Wonderland because it's a game that like I can react to and it won't get
And it's
copyrighted.
your itch for everything. It's
I know.
your desperate
it's hot
need.
anime guys and Disney.
Like morally dubious love interests.
It's your,
I know.
Disney Corporation.
Exactly. That's it. That's what it is.
Anybody have any books they want to read?
I want to read all of the books that Arnold bought me in the summer that I never read.
Did
The
someone
Disney-
else buy
Also
someone
Disney.
books?
Disney
Indoctrination.
Twisted Tales, yeah.
Oh,
I think that's what they're
Jesus
called, the
Christ.
Twisted Tales, or like, anyway, they're all like, what if Ariel, like, you know, stayed in the Sea Kingdom and like Ursula won and stuff. Like, they're all like that. They're
What
all
ifs,
kind
yeah,
of like
that's
that.
kinda cool.
I love what ifs. I'd fuck with a what if. I want Ruby what ifs. Very badly. I know that's not the question. In terms of making, listen, I have a list of Barbie games that I would like to subject Hunter through. And I know I just talked about how algorithmically we should pick things that the algorithm
relevant?
likes. I don't care.
Who's asking for Barbie in 2022?
I want to do some things that are
People
irrelevant.
with good taste,
I know.
Arnold.
I want to do some things that are irrelevant, okay? You guys can't stop me. I have had this list on my bulletin board for like, I know that you guys can't see it, but I've had this list on my bulletin board for, oh wait, this is the movies. That's okay though.
The movies that she said, movies, I hate movies. Movies suck.
Live action movies. Those are like analysis. I have a whole list of games that is just that long that I want to subject Hunter through and give Hunter the girly childhood that I had, you know, and impress that onto you. Oh yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to making stuff like that. I don't know what else I'm gonna make, guys. I just want to stream and then edit the streams on YouTube.
You know what
That's
I would like to do?
Yeah.
Is that many of you brought it up earlier,
The
the
villain
furry
tier
tier list. And around the same time I made that furry tier list, I made a tier list of like attractive villains. I
Yeah.
feel like Arnold, even you would be able to do this. And it's just been
I
on the
know.
back burner.
I was waiting until
for
I
a
got my
year.
glow up, okay, which is another thing that I liked, is that I got hot this year. If your 2022 was to go perfectly, what would it look like? Okay?
So miraculously,
Oh my god.
COVID disappears.
Oh, okay. We're starting with that?
At the same time, I get a mysterious letter
Okay.
from a rich baroness.
Uh-huh.
Or potentially
Oh my
a very
God.
rich person in downtown Toronto or some major metropolitan area. Basically outlining about how,
They need you in their life.
exactly, is that I need a new assistant, you know?
Okay.
Or something along those lines. And, I talk to someone who talks to
Mhm.
someone, and then I have some distant aunt who I don't
Yes.
talk to, and they're like, well, I talked to them, and I thought you were good. So then I go and I work for them.
And it's
slowly,
Lady Demetra.
It can be Lady Demetress. It could be any husky-voiced mean woman who's taller than I am.
Okay.
You don't even have to be taller than me. You just have to be mean and husky-voiced. And I will slowly have a torrid love affair that people don't understand, but I love her, Mom. And I get to be like her like exalted plaything.
Right.
I
right.
think that
But you
would
get
be,
money.
Yes,
Okay. So Hunter wants to be a sugar baby.
exactly.
I'm gonna
If everything went perfectly in my life, I think something like that. You'd never hear from me again.
Oh man.
You get a postcard once a year.
Fuck those Barbie games.
I know,
You
Hunter.
get a postcard once a year.
Hunter, you'd stop doing videos with me if you won the lottery. That makes me so sad.
If I won the lottery and I just had money, I would still do these videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If I won the wife lottery,
Right.
well, it depends.
Okay.
It depends if I'm going to live in her villa in France or not, or her
Okay.
castle in France, or Romania, or maybe this is just Lady Demetress.
You know what this reminds me of? In the Heights, Nina says, like, if I win the lottery, you'll never see me again. And then, like, Usnavi's like, it was just a joke then. Stay broke then. Like, and then he
damn.
looks away. And so that's what I'm thinking of. It's like,
remember that.
yeah.
But it's not money.
No, Hunter.
It's not
Stay
money.
single forever, please.
It's not money. It's love.
Yeah, I guess. Question mark. Do you want to talk about something more realistic, Hunter, or no?
I mean,
That's a perfect.
That's
a
perfectly
year.
realistic.
I think
Okay.
that my want for my life to just be that are perfectly valid. Otherwise, I would hope to not die, to be relatively mentally stable, and
Those are all good ones.
and proactive and productive throughout the year.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's all I ever really want for myself.
I guess I'll go. In class we do this thing, and it's best case scenario, worst case scenario, and then the actual reality, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like basically your fantasy stakes, but then like what real life is. So for fantasy stakes, I would say I win the lottery, I drop out of school, and I make YouTube videos full time,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can pay everybody else to do all the work that I don't want to do. That is my perfect 2022. Adding on to that, I get a job that I have wanted, dropped out of school, and then do the job. So
And then-
and so let's just leave that there. That is like the perfect 2022. It's either winning the lottery in money or winning the lottery career-wise and dropping out of school. Like, and let's just, I guess, say this in the context of Calxiyn. One of my videos makes, it makes viral. It goes, wee, and then I can do
People
YouTube
want
full-time.
China to start watching
I know,
your videos.
exactly. Then I can drop out of school.
And then
Like,
they're like, wait, you two are dating?
everything goes back to drop out of school, guys. I cannot emphasize this enough. How much
You
of
literally
school
just started.
I don't want to do
You
anymore.
just started a new program, and already you're like, fuck this place.
I know. I'm sure when I go back, I'll feel better,
like
because
it.
towards the end, my teachers even said that
You're on
I didn't
vacation.
seem depressed anymore. But I
You weren't
think,
eating outside.
yeah, I know. I think I will have to organize something to like live downtown part-time and that may hurt my videos in terms of making them here, but maybe I can just edit during the week and record on the weekend, and then, like, I don't know. I'm like toying around with the idea of living downtown part-time so I don't hate my life as much.
You know,
We'll
if
see how
I
that
live
goes.
in the French villa, I'm sure they have
my
fast
God,
internet. There's no
jeez.
reason that I can't.
I'm sure we'll be online this year. I guess I'm just hoping that the first couple weeks are online so I have time to, like, mentally prepare because like Omicron is spreading so fast right now. I feel like we'll have to. Like, I feel like we're going to.
You know what the worst part about Omicron is?
Yeah.
Is that they gave it a scary name.
I mean, I think everything's scary right now.
Reminds me of Futurama every time I hear
Omicron
it.
per
my
CIA.
Yeah.
But if they really were just like,
I'm Blur.
that's not scary. Coronavirus or COVID a little scary. Omicron sounds like a transformer that's going to eat the world.
But let me have a measured answer, okay?
Sure.
I would like to not hate school anymore. I would like to post things that I want to post and also draw. And, like, that's just my thing, is that I just want to, like, I want to be able to still post the content that I want to make and, like, grow the channel larger and, you know, manage school at the same time. Like, if my 2020 was perfect, we would, like, grow a lot. I would finish, like, at least 3 games. That's what I like. Persona.
You're so lucky you didn't. You're so lucky
games.
you didn't take that bet on me.
I
again.
know. I was like, Arnold, I can finish more games than you. No, that's not it. Right? And so yeah, I don't know. I see school as kind of like this is the buffer for me to grow the channel more, but I also have to make sure that school doesn't strangle it. And so like it's a delicate sort of balance. But I don't know. I'm gonna do my lottery ticket this week because the draw is on New Year's, and I saw my Japanese luck thing, and I have 50.
Hey, I want a ticket too.
53 luck. Arnold, what about you for your 20?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be the first person to say this. My 2022 plans has nothing to do with the lottery. So.
Oh, okay.
Hey, once again, not an actual lottery.
Yeah.
We have to manifest it.
I just want my life to be the plot of a Wattpad novel. I want Harry Styles to buy me. Except it's not actually Harry Styles.
Right.
Yeah. No, for me, I just want to be as productive as I used to be. This year was like the absolute worst. Like when we were answering like, oh, what are like the top 3 things that we did this year or whatever, and I was just like, what did I feel like I was just on autopilot.
Yeah,
the one thing that I'll say was I was super consistent with streaming, but everything else fell to the wayside. Like even just you know, like planning to come to Canada, I wasn't as prompt with like a lot of the stuff that I should have been, like especially with my channel, and you know, Genshin was the only thing that was keeping me going.
Yeah, somebody asked me, they were like, why doesn't MurderOfBirds post anymore? And I was just like,
First off, I'm in Canada.
Ask him.
So, but no.
We don't have internet in Canada. What are you, ridiculous?
That's the big thing. Like the gaming channel has like really like reinvigorated my my
Your
like
spirit?
my yeah. I guess you could say that, but like to go back home and just actually get back on with like RVB, and because like Ruby's another thing too. Ruby not being around just like frees up so much more time for me to do other stuff. Like I want to check out a bunch of other things and you know, just get back to being productive again and keeping busy and focused.
I think for all of us it's gonna be
especially
like,
since you're gonna be back in school.
It's gonna be like, let's keep all the plates spinning
Yes.
and maintain our own happiness.
Yeah.
I think that's during the exactly.
I think we need to be honest with ourselves. The fact that like, oh man, I feel like I didn't do as good as I did. No, you did better than anyone expected because people expected you to die of the plague.
Yeah.
So I feel like you need to like readjust. I mean, I'm saying this mostly to myself.
Yeah.
Readjust expectations for the end of the world.
I do have like a video about that I want to make on the Calxiyn's Corner channel, because something I learned this year is I guess I've always been caught up in like the list, like, you know, all of the Barbie games on the list, all the Disney movie analysis on the list, right? And I just felt so bad every time, like, I looked at this list and it didn't get any shorter, or maybe it got a little shorter, but it was never done. And I guess I've just looked at that a little bit differently now, because now that I think about it, it's like, when you're done a list as a content creator, that means that you are washed up, basically. You know what I mean? Like, when you run out of ideas, it's over for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so if I did all 10 Disney analysis this year and then there were no more, like that's the end of my Disney analysis career, like in theory, right? And so, you know, I guess that's kind of the way that I look at it is like when we're out of retro games, when we're out of games from the 90s, there are no more games from the 90s. Games from the 90s are not
finite resource.
They're a finite resource, right? And so I just feel like that, like, for the sake of longevity, you do want to be productive. And I understand that want to do all of the things that you want to do, but like finishing 10 games in a year isn't necessarily, you know what I mean? Because then what if next year there are no games? You should always have something planned ahead. You should always see that there's something else that you want to do in the future while getting stuff done. At least I think. And sometimes those lists can feel very lopsided. Like you can have a million things to do in the future and not a lot right now, but like your future is unlimited. Your now time is like, oh, we have 3 more days until the year ends and your list is not getting done in that time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I feel about it. And I hope everything will be okay. Right now, my idea is to record with Hunter on Saturday and then to stream on Sunday. And that'll be like a good format or something, or like even the reverse, because at least then on the weekends I'll have like some form of consistency and stuff. That's what I'm sort of hoping. But yeah, I guess we can move on to the next question. What would you say is your biggest general goal to work towards? So this is kind of similar to the last one, but
yeah, we kind of blended those two together.
I suppose so.
But it's like your goals for 2022.
Being better at YouTube, managing your life better, not killing oneself, also finding a sugar mama.
I mean, I guess, like...
Yeah, mine's kind of the same, just, like, be productive, focus on both channels. I kind of want to make a TikTok for
can you manage my TikTok, Arnold? I don't know how to...
experimental purposes.
I don't know how to
reach out to editors so that way I can actually get videos out more quickly.
I would say, like, in terms of a general goal, I would like all of the side channels, like, including this one, to reach 1K. I feel like that's a good, like, margin for the year. I feel like that they could surpass that, too, because they're already around, like, 200 to 400 last time I checked. But that would require actually posting on all of them. So I'll have to go do that. So I think that that's good. I think also on the main channel, I wanted to hit 50K by the end of the year. That doesn't seem like it's happening. But like to have 50K be a goal for 2021, it's like, but we're basically there already. I don't know. After 50K, milestones don't feel like the next milestone is 100K when you really think about it. So I don't think that I'm gonna really do numerical milestones anymore.
I've never really focus on like numerical milestones just because they feel very artificial, because it's like, oh, you know what's coming up, you know, you're gonna have to do some type of video celebrating the milestone. Like I just try to show, like, I just try to bring awareness or acknowledge the growth with every video. I mean, I do think it's a good benchmark because I can see, oh, we grew double compared to last year, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Right? I think like an end year review of your channel is probably a nice thing to do as well. Like the one that we did with the TubeBuddy. Yeah, I mean, I even did that. Like, I did that personally. I looked at like what got the most views and, you know, I guess analytical stuff. But yeah, I think like, you know, long-term goals is just gonna be that, like, getting more followers on the Twitch channel, or not even followers, just like, I feel like the numerical goal will be, I want to stream this many times, I want to make this many of this many of that, and sort of complete that versus focusing on, like, the actual number. This is, I guess, a more casual question compared to what we've been answering, but it was just in the screenshot. What was you guys' favorite show, movie, or game of this year? I know for Arnold's like...
movie or game.
Okay. Show, movie, or game.
Yeah.
I want to do all... So we should do one of each. We should do all three. So my favorite movie, probably... I guess show is Squid Game. Because we actually watched that.
I thought you were going to say Snowpiercer.
I haven't seen that.
Well, Snowpiercer, I don't remember a lot. I feel like we watched it at the beginning of 2021.
We've never watched a movie, so...
Yeah, I don't think I've watched a movie this year, like, at all. A favorite game, obviously Genshin. Yeah. So, I think that's the only game I played this year, actually.
Hunter?
Favorite game I played?
Yeah, all three.
You can do any, any of
Okay, all three. Favorite game that I played. Honestly, I think Pokemon kept me sane.
Aww,
and I got, it was the first time I played a Pokemon game, and I think since, like, X
you should play
Y,
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because I got really into it, and I completed it, and I'm currently trying to find like a physical copy of Diamond because I
Nice.
don't want to play Pearl. Would probably be that. I don't think I've played any other. I do not play very many video games, I realize.
What about
Other than-
show and movie?
Show. I'm trying to think.
You can do book because I know you read.
Oh yeah.
So
I
you can
I
read.
have eyeballs. What did I read this year? I mean, I read Dune. That was fun. It also came out in 1964, so it feels like not exactly totally relevant. I read.
book.
Oh God damn it! I read Berserk. The
Oh,
The
nice.
manga?
the manga, or I'm about halfway through it, and it's very, very good.
Good.
Yeah,
I
I've heard good things
I also
about it.
watched the anime they made once again a very long time ago in 1997, I think, and that was really strong. I think it was my favorite anime I watched of the year. I also watched Cowboy Bebop for the first time. I finished it.
Nice.
Nice.
I'd never done that. I feel like everyone was watching the new shit. I have not seen any of the new
I know.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I have not
Mm.
watched Squid Game. I have not.
Did you
watched,
finish Attack on Titan?
I've not seen the new season of Attack on Titan.
I know. Hunter, it's January 9th. If you want to make those videos with me, you gotta catch up.
Okay, all right. I'll get because now I don't have an anime I'm watching, so I can
Yeah.
go and watch them now. For books, oh god, Georgia Peaches and Other Forbidden Fruits.
Oh
read
yeah,
that
I
one.
gave you that.
I know, because I gave it to you originally. You never read, it, and I was like, oh, fuck it, you know what? I want to read that book. So then I
You
took
borrowed-
it from you, and then I read it. I think that would have to be my favorite. I loved Resident Evil 7. Never played it, or rather Resident Evil 8 Village. Never
Yeah,
played
Right.
it.
Village, Yep.
It was
Um,
in your consciousness.
It
though.
was always the absolute mountains of.
Have you seen a playthrough of it?
I've watched the Rooster Teeth
Oh,
playthrough,
okay,
the
okay.
Achievement Hunter playthrough,
Nice.
and I've read just but I already knew everything that was happening because
Yeah.
I read so much fan fiction. Just a truly.
But now you don't know what's
obnoxious
canon and what wasn't because
amount
you
of-
just read the fan
Yeah, but then
fiction.
sometimes I forget she's not like a nice person.
Damn.
Sometimes I
Mm.
forget she's just like seriously like murderous.
That's how I feel about Neo sometimes. Like somebody
Amoral
on Twitter the other
individual?
day was talking
Mhm.
about how like, oh, Neo and all this fan art, she's just like so wide-eyed and innocent. And I was just like, well, yeah, because it's fan art. We want to be happy. Okay, we don't want to think about the truth about Neo.
Yeah,
but-
and the truth about Lady Dimitrescu is that I would never be her favorite maid that she dotes on. I would be like have strung upside down and have my throat slit within the first like fortnight
Yeah.
of being in her presence. But girl can dream.
Lady Dimitrescu in Fortnite.
Oh boy. Okay.
That has to happen.
That could happen.
Yeah, that could.
Ooh.
Literally anything in Fortnite can happen.
Let me. I'll say. Okay. Favorite show, movie, game. I watched Your Name this year,
Ooh.
and Your Name is a great movie, and I loved it
I
very
watched it in
much.
theaters.
I haven't watched a lot of movies because again, I'm not really a movie person.
You know-
I think that I'll say preemptively, we want to watch Encanto as like a family. I think that'll probably be my favorite movie once I
Is
see
that a
it.
Disney?
It's a
Yeah.
Disney movie. Lin-Manuel Miranda worked on the music, and he did obviously In the Heights and Hamilton. So like, I'm
Fire
saying
music.
this before even seeing it. I'm pretty sure that that'll be my favorite.
I realize, what really kills me is that I'm
Yeah.
neurotic, so I write down in a list on my computer every book, movie, and like anime I've watched.
Oh, that you finished?
And/or
I used to
read.
do that too.
I used to do
in
that
a
too.
year, so part of me is like, God damn it, I wish I had the list because I'm trying to think of movies. Like the Dune movie was really excellent, and I loved the
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. But I'm like, God, there's definitely something I'm forgetting that was like amazing. Booksmart, I think I saw that one this year. That was a really funny movie.
I would say
Really
then
heartfelt.
we have show and game.
In-game.
I would say for show, it's kind of difficult because I guess I did watch a couple new shows this year. I think, again, preemptively, The Witcher season 2 will probably be my favorite.
Yeah, we started
It was a
watching.
good
We
one.
started
I did
watching
watch
it last.
that.
We started watching it last night.
But like in terms of what I actually covered on the YouTube channel, I think that I would say that my favorite was Shadow's House. I think that was like the
Not
the
Promised
ending-
Neverland?
No, not Promised
Oh, I
Neverland.
forgot about that
I
one.
know that was the biggest
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, so you just, you know,
Ah.
I feel like that Beastars and Odd Taxi were obviously very good. That's my favorite part of editing is watching my reaction again to do the
I love doing
reaction
that for
highlights.
Genshin. A lot of the stuff that I'm doing for Genshin,
I just get
forgot.
like, what do you call it? Like mirror neurons? I'm just like, oh yeah, I was happy back then. Yeah, like, I just see myself happy in those
No, this
reactions.
person's got good taste.
I think Odd Taxi was very good, but I think Shadow's House was just more personal in a way. Like, I think I personally connected to Shadow's house more. I know that, like, the ending was kind of controversial because, like, they deviated from the manga, but it is getting a season 2, so I'm hoping that everything...
Is?
Yeah,
nice.
so I am hoping everything will be okay. And that was, like, I did Attack on Titan in the same way I do Shadow's House, but I feel like Shadow's House was the first show where I really, like, honed in on that, like, analysis format, and I was, like, really happy, and people still comment on the Shadow's House videos, like, even now, I guess people are rewatching them or something, right? Yeah. And so that made me really happy. I really enjoyed the show and the themes, and it's I think it has a lot of potential, and I can't wait to see where it goes. In terms of game, again, I didn't play a lot of games this year. I think, you know, the new Mario Party is kind of fire. I think that I would say that was pretty good. Obviously, I am playing Persona, but I haven't played a lot of games. I think that, like, oh no, this won't happen by the time the podcast, I think the podcast will be up before this. And so I was gonna say, I think I'll really like Unpacking, but I don't think I'm gonna stream that really before we're done. And so, yeah.
What about Power Wash Simulator?
I know. Favorite game,
You bought Unpacking and Power Wash Simulator?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
I'm like, I want to relax.
Just clean, and yet...
Just clean up your house and put your clothes away.
If you could only see what behind these monitors look like. There's this fucking
it's so funny.
Dust and wires and halls and just mason jars of bullshit.
When at dinner yesterday, Nancy asked like what we got like from the sale, and I was like, she got Unpacking. It's where like you unpack and put your clothes away, and she looked at me. She gave me that one look, like her number one line. Because I got her the Build-A-Bear. She's like, oh, I should get you a Build-A-Bear with like a voice in it that says, Kaylin, put away your clothes.
So yeah, I guess I don't have a favorite game, but you know, shows were great. I would say I really liked reading Lore Olympus. I really liked reading Spinning Silver, which Eddie Rivas recommended. Like, I was like, give me a book, guys. I want to read. Give me a book. I don't know. I feel like that my favorite things were not shows or movies, but was mostly fan content. To be honest, like all of Allie's fan art.
Yeah, Allie Avian, there you go.
What I really enjoyed was reading my own fan fiction over and over again and never getting tired of it.
Have you read my?
No, I haven't. I'm doing that tonight. I'm very excited.
Well, I have one tangible goal: is make sure that thing gets finished.
I know, because that'll be a questionable Christmas gift if you're like, okay, Cal, I got you something, but it hinges on me actually.
I still got like the first. I had a meaty chapter.
That was a good question.
So.
But yeah, as we wrap things up, what was the most difficult hurdle you had to get over or through this year, and how do you think it helped you grow?
Watching The Promised Neverland 2, and I didn't grow from it.
No,
I became a worse person.
I feel that too. Honestly, this is a joke answer for me, but
I'm not.
I'll give a serious one in a minute. But genuinely, The Promised Neverland taught me when to stop. Like, I should have dropped that show. I should have stopped, but I kept going, and what possessed me to do so, I don't know. You know, like, that's, like, the one thing. I got all the way up to the final episode. I spent, like, an hour on that show a week, and it was bad. Why did I do that? And then, I think...
You learn how to finally
sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah.
And avoid the sunk cost
Like, My Hero Academia was kind of like that, too. I was like, I don't want to do this. So I'm just not going to. Like, you know, learning when
there you go.
to quit. It's okay to quit sometimes. You know, and do other things.
You should put that on a shirt.
Easier said than done.
Just you winking and pointing. Hey, kids, it's okay to quit sometimes.
But do you have a serious answer, maybe, Arnold? Or should I go?
But yeah, you should go first.
Okay. I think that, again, like I've already mentioned, it was definitely all the musical theater school stuff. I don't want to harp on it too much because I've already explained, but that...
harp,
God.
musical theater.
Like, those days, those were like... I will never forget those 5 a.m. in the morning...
I'll never forget. I made you eggs every day.
I know.
I fucking heard it too. And then I went back to bed.
I know, lucky you. And so I feel like that, like, acclimating to that was,
acclimating?
It was very difficult. And then, like, I don't know. I feel like, did it help me grow as a person? We'll see. Like, I feel like that.
It kind of did. You like made friends and stuff like that. You got confident in like your daily routines. I feel like that
my singing has definitely gotten better, and like some other stuff, like, you know, performing wise, you know, I think things have gotten better. I definitely feel more confident. I think you can definitely tell in our videos after that point, there's just unhinged energy that like was never there before, because like I guess I just felt more spontaneous and like open about things. So I feel like there's definitely value as a YouTuber, as somebody who wants to be an entertainer, to go through all of this school. I think it's also like a discipline thing, right? Like, you know, having to commit to something like that. But I don't know if it's like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger with that one. I really do, like, genuinely, I feel like that the school should heavily consider adjustments, like, you know what I mean, to make things easier for all of our lives, because I genuinely don't see how this is viable in some ways. Like, it is very much it's very long hours, and I feel like that without an equal amount of break to separate those hours, it's a little questionable is all I'm saying. Like, you know, I don't even have to
You're working harder than like a full-time job.
Exactly. Like, and so that's the only
thing. But they're preparing you,
I guess.
So in a way you kind of have to thank them.
I mean, in the same way that, like, I don't know, carrying a log in a river trains a Green Beret to open someone's throat with a Bowie knife. I think by the end of this, you will be like a cold-blooded Broadway machine. Maybe.
And so, yeah, that was definitely one of the hurdles. I think what it did teach me was to adapt and I don't know, like, I always made very good schedules, but it helped me to make, like, better use of time in some situations. Like, I'd be making thumbnails on the subway. Like, I would just be, like, out on my laptop. I know that's, you know, kind of weird in downtown Toronto to have your Mac, you know, to have your Mac out on the laptop for anyone to just, like, you know, yoink and run out the subway door. But I guess it's just, like, in between classes, I got better at editing. And in between, you know, different breaks and stuff, I was able to kind of, like, do things and manage things. So I think just time management and stuff. Pray for me, guys. I'm just praying that this semester is a little better and, like, easier, and content-wise, I'll be okay.
I wouldn't know. I dropped out. Woot woot.
Yeah, I know, right? You gave up your most difficult hurdle.
That's why you said it. Sometimes it's okay to quit.
I guess I did say that. Arnold, do you want to
My question is kind of similar to earlier, but, like, the biggest hurdle for me was I just lacked the drive or motivation to do videos outside of streaming.
Yeah.
And that definitely hurt the momentum that I had, especially after, like, Ruby and the Oscars and all that stuff. But, like, realistically, I was just like, I hit a wall, and I was just like, I'm just gonna ride it out. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna force myself to kind of get back on the horse. I'm just gonna coast and see what happens. Yeah. And like, the big, like, shift for me was when I was like, okay, I'm leaving the country. I'm going to my girlfriend's place for 6 weeks. This will be kind of like the reset that I need.
Yeah.
And so I came here. I met your family. You, like, we all hung out.
Anybody else you met for the first time?
Obviously, yeah. I met Hunter.
Couldn't even remember my name.
Well, I was just trying to simplify it, but yeah, like, I think that was the biggest thing for me, was just trying to get out of that, like, mental space and not just do one thing forever. So, like, the gaming channel is going well now. Twitch streaming has been going really well. I already have, like, things lined up for when I get back home. I've been doing a ton of editing here, so when I go home, I can just get stuff going. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna plan out, like, time management. It's probably, like, the number one thing that I need to focus and work on. But yeah.
All right, and so, what were some of your 2021 firsts? Things you did for the first time this year?
HoloLive!
For me, it was a freshman. You're gonna say that instead of leaving the country?
One of.
Okay.
Some of the first.
Thing that you thought.
Yeah, Kiara, like, the first HoloLive VTuber that I watched.
Yeah, I get
really
it. I left the country, you know, and flew to see my girlfriend for the first time during the pandemic.
It's the first thing that can't. I'm not. These aren't in order.
But have you considered anime girls?
Yeah, I know, right?
Exactly.
This person says, as a freshman in college, I got an F. LOL. It's okay, dude. It's all right.
That's actually impressive.
You'll be okay. Don't worry. Okay.
That's impressive, honestly. Not like The fact you got an F8 took you college to,
Right.
you know?
I get what Arnold's saying. I would say for me, I'm trying to think of what would be a first, because like I've performed in front of people before. It hasn't really been like that. I made friends at school. That's the first. I made friends in post-secondary education. That was an outlier.
Post-secondary.
That was, that was a twist of fate. That was not natural.
Okay, we're not friends. We're acquaintances still.
But yeah, like I feel.
This is just purely a business relationship.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
We're like the
we're
Rolling
business
Stones.
partners.
We fucking hate each other when the camera's off.
I made friends this year. Maybe I'll have to replace some of my other friends.
I left the country because apparently saying anything else before that is a travesty. So I left the country for the first time. I got a passport for the first time, which, you know, ties into leaving the country. Let's see, what else did I do? Got into VTubing, like watching VTubers and understanding like the whole community and culture and behind it. Yeah, those are like the top 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. I went to the aquarium for the first time.
That was fun.
We went to the aquarium. I went to the CN Tower, so I saw that I did all that for the first time as well. Yeah, those are some of the stuff that I did. What do you do for the first, like, how many things can you do for the first time in the country that you're born in?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
You know?
Bought a bra?
This year.
The good job, Hunter. I would say, like, I've written fan fiction before, but I'll just say that was
Boy,
my
have
first,
you ever.
Like, the fan fiction I wrote this year, that was, like, the real first fan fiction. You know, I got my first ship this year. Fox and Neo is my first ship. That's basically what happened.
It's like the only ship.
I know, the first... Your one true
the first
love,
and last.
The first and last ship is Fox and Neo. So yeah, I definitely would say that. I started drawing, like I said, so that's like a first of like a hobby and everything. And yeah, those are the things that I'm sort of thinking of.
I tried Canadian maple syrup for the first time. That was pretty good.
Yeah, Arnold has more of these than
I have more first times because I've done a lot. Oh, I had poutine, Canadian poutine.
Yeah.
What else?
You got into a car accident.
I got into a car accident for the first time this year. Yep, in Canada. So,
I got one of your famous Canadian automobile crashes. It felt like a very genuine experience. Nothing like the ones I had back home.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, I've never been in a car accident, so that was
Just as you're sitting on the curb with a headroom smoking a cigarette, you know, it's so much nicer than in America.
Oh my god.
It's just a more genuine experience. The blunt force trauma tastes a little different up here.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that it really came down to like trying foods for the first time and sightseeing and stuff like that because it's a different country for me.
All right, guys. And so for the last question, what is a piece of advice that you are going to have for yourself or like for everybody else going into 2022?
Play Genshin Impact.
No! Oh my god. Genuine advice. If you could give your...
Respect Lady Demetress.
No! Oh my god. Okay. I mean, yes. Sure. But...
Well, how about you give a good one then?
Good advice? Okay. Well, I would say, like I said before, I want to make a video about this list. Like, we creative people put a lot of burden on ourselves. I would say that going into 2022, you have to... like, actually objectively look at what you did this year. You know what I mean? Like, go back to all the videos you posted. Go back to all the art pieces you made because you will forget. It's like object permanence. If it's not right in front of you, it didn't happen, you didn't see it. You know? And so I guess one piece of advice, if you didn't do anything this year, we're in a fucking pandemic, bro. So, like, you know, that's okay. But if you did do stuff and you know that you did stuff, but you feel like you didn't do enough, I would say that you should go back and actually quantify and, like, look at it. Because you will feel better about yourself. And I guess, yeah, that's just what I'm sort of taking in with me. Don't be focused on that massive list of everything that you've ever wanted to do ever. Because that's your, like, reservoir of, like, creation power, you know? Or, like, your ideas. Like, that's your reservoir of ideas to pull from as a content creator. Don't worry about that too much, right? Whatever you get done, like, have goals and things that you want to get done, but don't feel overwhelmed because you can't get everything done.
Yeah.
Right?
I would probably say, especially for the last couple of years, like 2020, 2021, and going into next year, if there's something that you've wanted to do for a while, just do it. Like, I've had my main YouTube channel since 8 years, actually. I've had my main channel for 8 years, and I've always had in the back of my mind if making a second channel for gaming was worth it, or if I should just put everything on the main one. and doing that like gave me so much like confidence and so much like it just rejuvenated me to kind of not only focus on the gaming stuff but know that I can do both. And I know a lot of people since the pandemic started, like early 2020 and throughout this year, have either gotten a computer or started streaming or made a YouTube channel or did something, started or did something creative, like started drawing or took an online course or something like that. So I know there's a lot of people that are always like, hey, I don't know what equipment I need, or like what do I need to get started, or how do I get started. The internet or YouTube will teach you how to figure your way through that. That's how I learned everything with streaming or making videos. So and everyone's looking for an escape, something to distract them. So a YouTube channel, even just
from the dying planet we're all chained to.
Yeah. So I would just say try to start something new if you haven't already, or if it's been on your mind.
All right, Hunter.
Of what? Wait, advice for people?
Yeah, advice.
I'd probably just be like, well, acknowledge the fact that, like, it's perfectly reasonable to not feel okay about the state of the world when the world's on fire. So if you don't feel like I don't know why anyone thought the most stressful, destabilizing time in their life would be the time that they were going to, like, write the next great American novel or whatever. But a lot of people, especially early on, were like, yeah, man, this is perfect. I'm going to do the thing. And it's like, you didn't do the thing. But that's, don't beat up yourself over it and don't get a complex over it, because it just guarantees that you will never be able to do the thing.
Yeah.
Sort of accept kind of that you're going to be working on different standards.
Yeah. I think that's
lower
true.
your expectations.
Yeah.
I guess is the
for yourself, for everybody around you.
Not so far. Oh, definitely for everyone around you.
Yeah.
That's necessary. If not, they will lower it for you.
Damn.
And do you really want other people doing that kind of work for you?
And so, I think that being said, we're pretty much done. We did have some more, like what was the favorite thing you saw? Like, what are you most proud of? And then, what were your top goals? But I think we answered all of those already. So I think that we answered everything. And so thank you guys for attending the Queen's Court podcast today.
And King.
And Jester.
Yes. And so I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys had fun. Make sure to leave topic suggestions down below if you want. This is like a special edition podcast, by the way.
Are we doing this podcast more often?
Because the podcast is connected to a Patreon goal. We are not at that goal. And as I've talked about for an hour, I'm very busy and broke and wake up at 5 a.m. every morning for school. So if you'd like to see more of the podcast regularly, you should check out the Patreon goal, obviously.
Alternatively, me and Arnold should just have a competing Patreon of like the Hunter and Arnold show. Or Arnold and Hunter, if we can go alphabetical.
But, like, I will, in order
the JK podcast, the Joker and King podcast.
Oh,
okay,
fuck
the Jester and King podcast.
Okay, you made a Jester joke once, and now I do not want that to be, like, my branding moving forward.
My God.
So I'm fucking kiboshing that.
If you want to see the podcast regularly, you should pledge to the Patreon. However, I will be doing, to make sure this channel doesn't, like, just fucking die, we will be doing, like, a special edition podcast every once in a while. So, like, I don't know what the next one would be. Maybe I think it's our 10th YouTube anniversary this year. I'll have to check on that. I don't know. Like, maybe something like that would be fun. I think it is. I'll look it up. But yeah, so a special edition will be there. But if you want to see us actually do this regularly, go pledge to the Patreon. And then when the Patreon is over the certain amount, we will do the podcast and do, like, more regular topics and stuff. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you for attending Calxiyn's Royal Court again. And we will see you in
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Yeah, I wish we had champagne or something. That's why I'm dressed up.
I'm drinking water.
Happy New Year!
Is happy really the word we're using?
I know. Happy New Year, everybody!
This feels like we're toasting
We're
toasting on the deck of the Titanic.
We will see you in 2022. Bye, guys!
Bye.